Venom, and this is Getting Into the Business, the music business that is episode 9. I am Vinny Venom, your host, music producer, remixer, songwriter, record label owner, apparel owner, entrepreneur, public figure. So let me start off by saying to everyone, thank you. And you're probably wondering, why is you saying thank you, Vin? It was my birthday, Monday, November 8th, 1970. That's when I was born. You can figure out how old I am, even though I look young. Everyone don't believe that's my age, but it is my age. It's crazy because someone said today, a girl, matter of fact, she goes, "He's 51, really?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." Um, so that's a good thing. So let me start by saying thank you for everyone contacting me and showing me love and support on social media. If I didn't get to everyone saying thank you, I will because I always believe in doing that. Just that time is so, I've been doing so much, guys, and people that know me will understand what I'm trying to say and trying to figure out what I'm where I'm going at this. Um, I'm happy and I'm sad at the same time. People that know me will know the reason why I'm sad, and I'll explain it to you. Um, I lost my mom in 2018. She was waiting for a double lung transplant. She never got it. And I'll talk about that in further episodes. I believe I touched on it on the first one if you want to check it out. But I'll bring it up later on in certain situations that, I'll tell you what's going on and what happened and whatever. If you guys want to hear it, that's all up to you. So my mom needed a double lung transplant. She didn't get one. She passed away. And my mom was the one that I always look forward to say happy birthday to me. And when you have this routine of that one person, my mom is everything to me. I mean, anyone that touched my mom saw a different side of me. That's just like any animal is the same way. You know, my mother was the same way, defending me, through thick and thin. That's the way, a mom is. A lioness always protects, her cubs. Her litter or whatever. So not having her there and to say happy birthday me, saying happy birthday to me, son, it kind of hurt me just because just not only birthdays but Christmas and holidays, you don't have that person anymore in your life that meant everything to you. She's no longer there. You don't see her smile. You can't uh, smell her. You can't. It's just things that you were looking forward to are no longer there anymore. So it's actually sad, depressing. So what I try to do is keep myself busy as much as possible. I was going to give up what I love to do, music, and everyone said to me, "Good thing you didn't, because we enjoy your music, we enjoy you, we enjoy what you do." Not just fans, but radio DJs that got to know me. It's crazy because no one didn't know who I was, and I always tell people, time is the one thing that you have to understand and you have to go through because not everyone is going to know who you are. You have to put yourself out there, right? So, this week, this month, uh, another great thing came out. I started doing remixes. Everyone's been asking me to do remixes. I've been putting out my original work that everybody got to enjoy and love. You probably been hearing it on radio stations like Jams and Rhythm 105 and other stations all over, Quest London Radio and many other stations, um, Extreme Mix Radio and BN14 Radio and so many other radio stations, Pulse and many others. I'll be here forever. A lot of these DJs loving my music and enjoying me and showing me love and supporting me. So I put out this remix and I'm not going to talk about it. People that know, because I could be really, really. You have to watch what you say because certain things could be taken in a different way. And nowadays things are totally different than they were before. So I actually recorded this show prior, and because I'm always thinking, and I said I might have said some things that could be a problem. So I said to myself, let me redo this over again and um, do it correctly because no one wants have any conflict or interests and going backwards instead of going forwards. You know what I'm saying? So I'm recording this over again because I actually recorded it last night and it was perfect. But something bothered me and I said, you know what? Better safe than sorry. So I said to myself, let me correct the issue before there is an issue. And I'm always thinking on the box. So I'm doing that right now as we speak. And actually I recorded this again and it was perfect. It was done. And the band line of the loop was too short and it cut off where I didn't need it to cut off because I didn't sign off. So I'm recording it again. Okay, guys. So not everything works out the way you want it to work out every time. Unfortunately, it's life. Life is that way. You don't know what's going to happen. If you're going to trip, you're going to fall, you're going to hurt yourself. Nobody knows until it happens. You're going to meet your soulmate of your life or whatever it may be. Getting that number one deal at that moment, running into somebody that puts you in a movie, and vice versa. So it's just part of life. Roll the dice, and that's how it works. So, I put out this remix, and everybody went crazy for it, for an amazing singer that I respect, that I got to hear before this person was huge. I mean, before she was this world renowned artist. I actually told someone that I know, and he actually said, "Wow, I'll give it to you because you were right. World renowned. You're absolutely right." I did a remix for this artist, this wonderful, amazing, talented artist, and I did a remix. I did a progressive house version of her songs. I did a radio and extended, and everyone went nuts for it. All the DJs are contacting me and asking me to send it to them, and I'm doing it, guys and girls. Um, don't worry about it. I'll get to everyone. I always do. Uh, but I've been getting bombarded, and it's amazing because I was getting people ask me, "Is like, hey man, how do I get connections? What's the best way to get connections?" These groups, these amazing groups. I was on a group today, all DJs, and matter of fact, one of the DJs, and you could add people on that and add them into the group, and it becomes this whole big network, and everybody talks about what they're doing and what they've done and their shows and what and vice versa. It's switching information, getting upcoming shows, getting inviting you to shows and whatnot, and vice versa. It's a good connection for you. And if you're looking to go get more connection and meeting people and getting your stuff out there is the best way to go. And I actually brought that out to somebody and he thanks me every day. He's like, hey man, thank you because that helped me so much. I didn't know the first step and you put me in the right path, Vin. And it's so good that he's like, I want to send you a gift. I was like, nah, you don't need to send me a gift. He's like, dude, I want to send you a gift. I'm going to send you a gift. Accept the gift because you really did something good for me and I really appreciate it. And that makes me feel good. I don't want the gift. I just did it because I wanted to give the gift. So so I always do my homework, right? So I contacted a radio DJ and I said, "Hey man, I have this song and I would love to give it to you, but I don't know." They're like, "Oh no, yeah, you can give it to me. We can only play it this way, but we can play it, but okay." I said, "Okay, great. We could play it on these shows." Sorry, my computer clock went off. So we could play it on this show. We can't just play it on the main, the main rotation. I said, "Okay, whatever. It's getting played. That's all that counts." And I actually had one DJ today, and I'm going to mention his name because he's an amazing DJ, an amazing person, and I'll tell you how we met. And it's all about music. It's all about how the cycle works. And the amazing person, I added him to the group because I believe he deserved to be added into the group. Was John Hoffman, Metro Mix, and I added him in, and he's like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know, I played your song on my 4 o'clock show, and I mentioned you on this about the song and you producing it and whatnot. I just want to let you know that." I was like, I didn't ask him to do that. He just did it because he wanted to do it. That's a great thing. That's exactly what I wanted. I definitely, you create a song, you want to be known for it. You're the one that did it. If it wasn't for you, that wouldn't be created. That version, that concept, that remix wouldn't be existing. So that was a great thing, just knowing that. And that's John Hoffman, Metro Mix. And he's also a remixer too, and an amazing remixer besides I'm sorry, besides being a DJ. And I'm gonna explain to the story how we met. As crazy as it sounds about music. It's like I said, I was going to give up music in general, but my mom brought me back to it. I'm not going to get into the schematics of it, but she showed me signs to bring me back. And I went back, and my sister said, "Hey, mommy wouldn't want you to quit something you love to do." So I figured if I'm going to go at it, go in all the way or don't go in at all. So I went in and I was signed to Cutting Records. Still officially am signed to Cutting Records, but I'm doing stuff on my label, Beat Cutter Music. That's everywhere you've been hearing my stuff because I decided that I wanted to start all over. And what is the animal or the mystical story of the animal, the bird, the phoenix that rises from the ashes and comes back with this amazing power and force? So came out with a song called The Phoenix. And so I'm on Instagram and we're talking to, I don't know if I talked to him or he hit me up. I don't know the whole story, but we started talking and he's like, "Hey man, I just want to let you know I heard your song." And I'm like, "Really?" Now, I always do my homework and I know great remixers and producers. I'm always in the loop. One of those guys you always got to be in the loop because you don't want to be stuck out of the loop because if you meet somebody you want to know what they're about, what they do, what they've done. And I know he just did the remix for J-Lo. I mean J-Lo and I mean Jennifer Lopez, the Medicine remix, and I really love that remix. And I said to him, he's like, "Man, I really love your song. You know, I haven't heard anything like that in a long time. It brought me back. Not that it sounds up to date, but it's so powerful." That's what he was telling me about the Phoenix. He's like, "I just wanted to let you know." And I'm like, "Dude, you just did a remix for Jennifer Lopez. You just did the Medicine. I just heard it. I actually have it." He's like, "No, I want to tell you, you know, when something's good, I'm going to say it's good." And I said, "Dude, okay, thank you, but I'm like, you just did a remix with Jennifer Lopez." That didn't phase him. He's like, he was more enthused um about my song, The Phoenix, than actually his remix that he did for J Lo. And we became best of friends. We still are best of friends. And we don't just talk about music, we talk about everything in general. I say, "Hey John, how's everything going? How's everything with the family? Everything okay? You okay with what's going on with the virus? Everybody okay?" Always ask about the person. Don't automatically go into the business because sometimes people, honestly, from my opinion, people are like, "Oh, you just contacted me for that." You just want to be civil and you want to be actually, sometimes people that do music want to, even though they do music, they want to know that they're human beings. You know, sad to say, I actually had somebody say that to me one time. Um, I have people contacting me on Saturdays and Sundays. That's my family time. Monday and Friday is this and that. So you have to understand there's boundaries and you have to follow those boundaries because it could hurt you more than help you. So me and him are great friends. And besides him, I actually other remixers and producers and radio DJs like Dan Matthews, we're best of friends. I mean, we're brothers. We talk on a regular basis and I speak to him on a level as a friend more than anything else. Anything that has to do with music, that's talking about when it's time for music. But I want to know how he's doing, how his family's doing, how he's doing. I know a little bit about health, certain things with I bring up to people, and that's me. That's my personality, I guess, my DNA. I'm always looking to help people. And I get people saying to me, "Hey man, thank you for giving me that information because you don't know how much you helped me." Because I didn't know what to do and you gave me a different outlook on where I need to go and where I need to be. So I like to give that information. But I added Dan Matthews into the group. I also added James V into the group, another amazing DJ, and we got to get together because of music and being a fan. Akyar, my friend, that he was a fan before we were brothers. And then when I contact him, I talk to him about music. I don't talk to him about music. How's everything going? How's the family? How's everything with the DJing, whatever, after the fact? Because I want to show them that I'm not just about one thing, about everything else. They'll contact me, like Accio sent to me, "Hey man, I just added your song to my next show." So did James V. And then John Hoffman, "Hey, I just want to let you know I just added your song into my next show." I'm not asking them to do it. They're doing it because they want to. They like my music. They like what I've been doing. They appreciate it. Their audience likes it. And I'm just like a regular person like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? We all are normal people. We all are regular people. Sometimes we blow up and we become these superstars, and things happen because so many people like us, and so many fans, and so many DJs are getting so many people contacting and requesting your songs and your remixes and whatnot. But we all started out as normal people. You just have to remember that. Always remember where you came from. I've been very lucky and fortunate because I've been taught by the best of the best, and I can say that my discography is ridiculous. I worked with people like Jelly Bean. I worked with people like Junior Vasquez. I worked with uh, Giorgio Moroder. I worked with Vince McClain. I worked with Charles Alexander. I worked with Yorn from Firehouse. That I got to meet Biggie. I got to meet Gangstar. I got to meet Audio 2. Um, my discography is ridiculous. I worked with people in Rock Nation. I know, um, crazy to say, Jay knows me by name. I worked with Lenny S. I mean, I worked with Lenny S. I know Lenny S. I know Jay Brown. Jay Brown's my good friend. So I always put myself out there. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to, don't be afraid to do something, because I know a lot of people are afraid because they think they're going to fail at something, but failure is good, because when you fail, you learn from that and you grow from that, and you learn the mistakes that you did, and then you don't do those mistakes anymore, and you say, "Hey, I did this mistake. I'm not going to do it anymore. Now I know what I did. I have to fix it, correct it, and go beyond that." But so I always tell people, don't be afraid to fail. And when you hook up with somebody, and I worked with so many amazing people, I collabed for, I think, what, 2000 well, I've been collabing because I had a partner. 2010 to 2013 or 14, I was collabing. I was just doing, because that was the new thing. And I worked with so many people like Axiar, and I worked with Brain Basement. I worked with Tom Lynn, and I worked with all these producers. Some of them were young and they learned from me, and I learned some things from them. And that's what it all is. It's a learning cycle. It's like a one big pool that we're all, we're playing volleyball. We're all working different techniques to throw the ball to each other. And that's a great thing. I actually started doing this because I started realizing that a lot of people didn't know the aspect of the business of the music industry. They didn't know anything about royalties. They didn't know anything about mechanical royalties. They didn't know anything about uh, co-publishing deals. They didn't even know about an IP address for their BMI percentage wise, and trademarks and all these things. They didn't know. They weren't aware of all this stuff. If you're going to make music a career, besides the music aspect of it, and knowing the notes and knowing the chords and knowing the melodies and knowing all these things. Matter of fact, DJ's hitting me up right now. Um, he's just, I saw him in the city. Uh, so hold on 1 second. Uh, Hold on 1 second. Um, Email, please. All right. So what I was saying is, sorry, I interrupted. Speaking as crazy as it sounds, a DJ is hitting me up right now. He just messaged me. So what I was saying is, we have to understand that we are going to learn from our mistakes. I try to tell people information. I try to give them the best information as possible. So you have to understand, I actually did this because a lot of people didn't know about BMI. They didn't know about ASCAP. They didn't know about SoundScan. They didn't know about MediaBase. Um, they didn't know any of that stuff. And if you're going to make music your career and get paid for it, in that nature, you need to know these things, because if you don't know these things, don't expect to get paid. Okay. Um, and you need to know about trademarks. You need to know about all these things, copyrights. You need to know about SR forms, a PA form, what's the difference, what they relate to, um, how things are connected, what you need to do in general. Without doing these things, nothing's going to happen. It's like opening up a bank account and not giving the teller your address, your information, but leaving out, the account, uh, you know, opening up a different account. I meant to say not a teller because the bank's going to know your router number or whatever. Opening up an account, and if it's asking you to give the router number and give the account number where the money's going to be transferred, and you don't give that, where's the money going to be transferred to? You know, so these are things that you need to start to know and acknowledge because I started noticing that a lot of people, sorry, didn't know this information and they were clueless. And I think I needed to do this because if I didn't do this, a lot of people would be lost. So I figured, hey Van, you have to do this. You have to do this because I know a lot of people don't like to read, and they're not going to read uh, this music business episode edition. What is it now? It's probably edition 101 or whatever it is because those books been out forever, and I have a feeling they constantly changing and whatnot. But the concept and the schematic of everything is always the same. Um, so certain people need to know this information because without knowing this information, they're going to be lost. So I did it. I started doing this, and I started episode 1, and I started episode 2, and episode 3, and episode 4, and episode 5, episode 6, episode 7, episode 8, and this is episode 9. And the following one will be episode 10, and vice versa, and they keep going, whatever, you know how it works. So, but if you notice, I don't keep my artwork the same. I like to change it up. Like the new one that I'm doing now is totally different. It gives you the one I'm doing now is showing people a fish tank, right? And you have a goldfish and then you have piranhas. It's showing you my transition to it. My concept of it is not everything in this world is easy. Everything is a working progress. You have to work to get somewhere, okay? You have to understand that poor goldfish is swimming with piranhas. So he's always got to be careful and always looking around to make sure the piranhas are not around when he needs to come out. It's kind of like life, okay? People get it, some people don't get it. The new saying, it is what it is. Unfortunately, it is. It is what it is. We can't see it in any other way besides that because a lot of us take life for granted, okay? Um, I just heard some information. I'm not going to mention the name. I'm just going to tell you the story. Doing music, I got to know a lot of amazing people, a lot of amazing DJs. Okay, and they got to enjoy my music. They got to enjoy me as a person, not just my music, but just me in general, and that made me feel good. And I got to meet so many amazing people. And one of them was my friend, Jack Candy. And a lot of people probably heard that name a lot. And Jack always said to me, hey, man, don't worry about everyone else. Just worry about yourself. And I always wanted to be doing all these, working with all these other big name people. And he said something to me. And I actually, to this day, I still remember his words. And you have to understand, Jack knew everybody. So all these big name people, he knew them personally. Okay. And he said something to me and he said, hey, Vin, let me put your mind at ease and let me explain something to you. I said, okay. Um, he says to me, they know who you are. I know they know who you are because I told them and let them hear your stuff. So they all know who you are. But remember, they're only going to worry about themselves. Everyone worries about themselves. Just worry about yourself. and everything will fall into place. And he was right. Try to help people as best as you can. I had a gift. He said, I always connected with good music. That's what brought us together. It was amazing because John, this is crazy as it sounds, he wanted me to be involved on a show that he was involved with, Ibiza. And he wanted me to take my name over him. So he says to me, it's going to be Vinny Venom and Jack Candy. I said, no, 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 no. It's not going to be Vinny Venom, Jack Candy. It's going to be Jack Candy and Vinny Venom. I said, or we're not doing it. He's like, why? I said, because that's how I want it. And that's how it's going to be. But he was ready to take second fiddle and put me ahead of him. That shows you something. And it's crazy because he passed away with cancer. And I actually, he was waiting for my song to come out, and he didn't get to hear it because he passed away. And I looked and I found out that he passed away. So that's why he wasn't hearing everything when I sent it out to him. I wasn't getting no response. I found out after he passed away. And I was very sad. I actually put out a video that everybody saw, with a tribute to him. And I got to meet some amazing people, and I still continue to meet amazing people. And I just found out recently today, matter of fact, I actually been sending stuff to a DJ, and he wasn't getting back to me. And then I found out, I'm not going to mention who the person is because I'm going to respect it. And he's gone. He's no longer with us anymore. He's in heaven. I know he's in heaven because he was a good person. And I respected him. He respected me. We respected each other. Um, and a lot of people got to hear my music all over the world because of him. So I always say, always never take life for granted. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be talking to you right now, this minute, this instant, and I could be gone the next day. So always remember that life is a gift. We all should be happy because it's something that so many people lose real early. You know, um, I got to know so many amazing people, and I've been lucky and blessed to be around so many people. Um, I been around amazing rappers, amazing producers, amazing dancers and actors and people that you would be amazed to be around. And I actually got to know them, become friends of mine, and people like blow their minds knowing that I know people like Jelly Bean and Junior Vasquez and Victor Calderon and all these other producers that I got to know, and they got to know me, because we all are born with a gift. We're all created on this earth to give something back to the world. Whatever it may be, we all have something. It's just crazy as it sounds. We were put on this earth for a reason. Everybody's here for a purpose. At an early age, we know we try to figure out that purpose, and we get to know that purpose even more and more every single day. So I'm going to keep doing this show. I'm gonna give the best information I can and kind of give people an outlook on how things are and how things work out. I've been lucky. I just had my song placed on a new TV show that won 12 Emmys, and I think it won 12 more Emmys now. Um, show is called Date While You Wait. I was a guest, and now my song "Be by Your Side" is on that show. It's a great thing. Having the opportunities to say these things that are happening to you that you would never think in a million years that could happen. But I always tell people you have to put yourself out there. You have to show people what you can do. Um, Sometimes it may take time to grow that talent. Maybe that talent's there, but it's not nurtured enough. It's not established enough. Um, I get so many producers, even remixers, hit me up and want my feedback and say, "Hey, man, I'm going to send over a track. I want your input on it. Tell me what you think." what I need to change. And it's so amazing now because of social media, and we have, YouTube, that we could just type in something and say, hey, and boom, if I recognize a song that it sounds like, I can give them a perfect picture of what they created, and they need to redo it because it sounds too much like this. Um, and that's a great thing that you have that option. You can do that, or you can send somebody a link from, Spotify, or say, hey, this song sounds a lot like this and whatnot. And maybe you need to change this. Maybe you need to put this part in the beginning and that in the back, and vice versa. The break is not pumping enough. It's not smooth enough. And a lot of people don't understand that technology nowadays is better than you can imagine. Before, you couldn't do that. You couldn't give somebody a diagram or send them a song and give them a reference and say, hey, this is how it sounds, this is what you need to fix, and this is what you need to correct. The drop is not perfect, the break's not perfect, the vocals are not fitting in perfect, the song and range is not good, the frequencies are not good. So time, as it goes, it gets better. Things get developed much better. Things get easier for people. Nowadays you have a computer, you have all these plugins, and you don't have to buy all these fancy synths and whatnot. I still have synths. I got rid of a lot of them, but I do a lot of stuff in the box and everything. So, like I said, everybody, send me your stuff, send me your music. Uh, Last show I mentioned Mexo, Mexxo. So check them out. You could look on my previous show, and it'll have his link on there. And the song, I believe, is Let's Go. And a friend of mine mentioned him to me and said, hey, check out this upcoming young producer. And I did. And give credit where credit is due. Song is amazing. He does great work. So definitely check him out. We all got to help each other. So let me start off and saying thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I appreciate all the love and the support you guys been giving me, not only for now, but since the past, and continue to give me love. And thank you. This is Getting Into the Business, the music business that is, episode 9. I'll see you on the next episode. I was supposed to do an episode every week, but this week was, like I said, crazy. A lot of my birthday and a lot of other things that conflicted, but I'll try to do another one, another episode, probably one before this week ends. So I always on top of what I said I was going to do. And that's it. All right, guys. I'm Vinny Venom, and this is Getting Into the Business, the music business that is. Take care, be well, be safe, and I'll check you out next time.
BeatCutterz music.
Breaking down cause my jealousy gets the best of me. If this keeps I'll speak